not one, not two, but 3 fragrance first impressions today. We're going to be focusing on the House of Zaharoff, and these 3 are from their Zed Creators 3.0 line. Now we're going to be talking about Iberè, Seamless Soul, and then last but not least, we're going to be talking about Sun-Kissed Island. Now, this is kind of a little glorified first impression. I have seen notes, I have seen accords, I have seen stuff online about these scents, but my nose hasn't smelled the scent yet. Also, we're going to be hopping a little bit more into that presentation too in the video. Let's talk about them. Now, I want to apologize ahead of time if you hear any noise in the background. I usually videotape on Sundays and Mondays, and today is a Sunday, so NFL football is going on, and my parents love to watch that. So just a little heads up with that. Now, let's hop into the presentation of Iberè here. Basically, here is the box for you all. Hopefully you all can see it there. And then on the side, you got that little picture, you got that sword. And then on the front, you got this. And then on the back, it tells you the person's name who collaborated with Zaharoff there. And then the ingredients. These are all 2.0 or 2 fluid ounces, basically 60 mils here that you're going to get with the scents. And then on this one, it's got the autograph of the person that made the fragrance on this one. So there it is for you all. There's the box. And before we hop in more, did give you a note card here. So, and then also you get this too. You saw the history of Zaharoff. So basically you'll get the Zed Creators 1, 2, and 3. I did not smell 1 or 2. 1, I wasn't really, it was kind of me getting back into fragrances when that first released. And then the second, I just completely skipped out. But the third time around, they did it with basically somebody different. The Giant again. I'm not going to pronounce his name. I'm not the best with pronunciations, but Curly Scents were the other 2 for you all. But enough about that. I'm going to read off the notes after I spray the scent on, so let's go ahead and spray it. That is the important part about this. And here is the bottle here. There's the bottle for you all at the bottom sticker. Zaharoff there. Caps click into place. Let's go ahead. I'm going to spray this on the arm. I want to save the other 2 for the front of the hands. So Iberè going in for the first impression treatment. Missed my hand there, or arm there, I should say. Oh man. This one is an eau de parfum from what I saw on the paper there, but this is nice. I am getting a lot of gourmand-esque flair. I think it, I want to say I'll first sniff here. Getting some woods, some vanilla as well, I feel like, in the scent. But just off the rip, like, this was very strong. Like, I sprayed it on and I didn't even need to get close. I was already smelling it in the air. But this is definitely my vibe here. I do like my gourmands. I will say, as of now, just smelling it, it isn't over gourmandish in a sense. Now, I know some gourmands can be very syrupy, sweet, very heavy on that sweetness. This one, it is focused on some sweetness just off first rip, but it is enjoyable. It's not like overbearing to my nose. But yeah, very nice. I am getting some woody tones. It got a little amber feel as well. Very warm scent too. Kind of heavy as well, just off first sniff. Let's go ahead and read the notes of Iberè here. So basically, this is an eau de parfum, like I mentioned, amber, woody, gourmand. In the top, though, you are going to get some pink pepper, nutmeg, and then in the heart, you're going to get some dried fruits. You also could get some Iberè seed, powdered sugar, lavender, and then the woody vanilla combo in the base there. And then also, too, you got some cedarwood, a vanilla bean, moss, and amber woods. And you could really pinpoint that sugar, at least to my nose. Like I mentioned, gourmands can be very syrupy sweet. This isn't really syrupy sweet. That sugar kind of gives it a little powderiness with the sweetness. That is enjoyable to my nose. I like that. I like that kind of change in the formula there of a gourmand. but very amber forward too. Now as it's drying down, more of the amber's coming out. I'm getting more of that focus there. I don't really get any spiciness with this. It does have pink pepper in the top. I'm not really getting that much. It's just the main player of those woods. I mean, there's a lot of woods in the scent, a lot of amber in the scent, and then you got that vanilla bean, and then also that powdered sugar mixing well. That I feel like it's not really a vanilla straightforward scent. In a sense, if we're talking about vanilla forward scents, you know, like Spirtus Double Vanilla or Baby Cat for prime example, it doesn't go that far into the vanilla realm, but you still get it here. It's balanced out well with the ambers, with the woods. And I feel like this one here could be for a person that really would like to try a gourmand but doesn't want it to be overbearing in that department. Like a beginner-friendly gourmand, that's the best way I can say it. But this is nice. I feel like it does have that mass appeal to it. A lot of people would like it. It's not going to be something that's really going to be very off-putting overall. It can be more of a fall and wintertime scent to my nose, maybe early spring as well. But even in that eau de parfum concentration, I do get this thing I think is going to last. I can't comment on that, of course. I don't like to comment on that because I haven't really put the fragrance through its paces of testing that longevity and that performance. This is just a first impression here. But also too, with the scent too, I get a little smokiness too, a little resinous too, and that might be coming from the woods, the way they're coming across. Not much of that though, but as it's drying down, I'm getting a little bit less of that sweetness, more of that amber woody focus of the scent. Overall, first impressions, I don't like to give my first impressions a full rating, but this is solid. This is good. And definitely this time of year, I'm going to be rocking this. I'm kind of interested in this. I was very shaky about this one coming when I bought the scents. Not because I didn't think I was going to like it. I just wasn't sure what direction this scent was going to go. In a sense, like I thought it was going to be a full-bore vanilla scent, and from my experience, I've been kind of heavy in the vanillas with Baby Cat, Double Spirtus Vanilla, and I smelled another vanilla recently as well. I forget what it was, but it was a vanilla forward straight scent, and those are vanilla dominant scents. I would say this is got that vanilla tinge on it, but it's a very different take on a vanilla than compared to those two scents like I mentioned before. But overall, this is very enjoyable. But very solid scent. Definitely want to put it through its paces this time of year. But that is my first impression on Iberè. Solid scent here. And I just remembered the other vanilla I was talking about was Vanilla Platifolia from the House of Zaharoff. That one is very, very upper echelon, high tier. I got to sample that one, and that one is a crazy vanilla scent. But let's go to number 2 here. This is Seamless Soul. Here's the box. I really like this box here. Kind of very colorful, of course. There it is, the front, bottom there, back there. There you go. And then the sides right there. And then this one's got the writing on the side here. And then Zaharoff's signature, or Zaharoff's logo up there too. Let's put up the box. Let's hop into the juice here. Go ahead and spray this on the hand. But here's the bottle, very similar to the other one. Cap right there, clicks into place. There you go, Seamless Soul sticker at the bottom. Let's go ahead and hop into how this one smells. These caps sometimes can be hard to get off. It's all good though. Alrighty, first impressions of Seamless Soul. 2 sprays, you know how we do it. Alrighty. Ooh, I could smell that out in the air. Okay, very aromatic type of scent here. Very aromatic. This has like a little woodiness to it, the way it's coming across. Interesting, kind of freshness as well. It's got some freshness off there, off the first spray here. And I will say off both scents, I didn't even have to put my nose up to it. I could really smell it in the air. Very prominent opening when it comes to these. And I will say these last 2 scents I have sprayed on, you could tell their quality. They've been blended very nice, I will say. I got to give them credit when credit's due, and when scents are blended overall. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the notes of Seamless Soul. It's a very aromatic type of fresh scent to my nose, maybe a little woody as well. But let's go ahead. Alrighty, so this one is a Parfum Extrait. It is a classification woody aromatic amber. And then top notes, it's aromatic. It's got things such as turmeric pepper, cardamom, anise, and then citrusy, grapefruit and lemon, and then green apple. And that's why I was wondering where that tartness was coming from. Because you do get that green apple tartness, and you do get like that lemon feel. And that lemon's very realistic. It's not something that's going to be like a creamy lemon. It's not something that's grindy here. It's very smooth. It kind of reminds me when you kind of squeeze the lemon into like a water or like an alcoholic drink. Very photorealistic there with that. Let's hop back to the notes though. Heart, you got fir balsam, incense, cedarwood, magnolia, and then in the base you got rich amberwood, vetiver, moss, tonka, vanilla, and musk. Not really getting much of that vanilla, of course. I am getting a decent amount of that amber and that vetiver here. That is blended to my nose. I'm really picking it up here, and it's blended smoothly. But this is, I would say, compared to Iberè, this is more of a situational scent. I could see myself wearing this dressed up. This would be one that I feel like could be more for that type of occasion overall. But this is enjoyable. Not really sweet. It doesn't really have that to it. The apple, the way it comes across, you could get like a fruity sweetness on that apple, but it doesn't come across that way. It's kind of that tart apple feel with this one. But I am getting the ambers, aromatic. It is fresh, and I think that freshness came from that kind of citrus kick off the top with that apple. Very enjoyable though. Very, I would say, classy. This really puts me into a mature kind of, I guess, not classification, but classy, mature, redefined type of scent. Kind of more for your older dude. I would say overall, this one here compared to Iberè is a little bit more playful, a little bit because that vanilla, the way it comes across, the sweetness comes across. This doesn't really have that sweetness to my nose. It's more focused on that fresh, aromatic, ambery, woody type of tinge here, which is enjoyable. I haven't really smelled anything kind of like this. Very interesting. I don't know, it might be compared to the other Zed Creators scents that Justin Copeland has created with Zaharoff. This might be very similar to those. I've heard those are very good, but this one I am enjoying. Very amber focused, but the way the ambers on this one come different to Iberè here. Iberè, more playful, more youthful on the way the amber comes across, a little bit more sweet, and I think it's because of the vanilla being the powdered sugar. But this one, that amber doesn't come across with a very heavy sweetness overall. It gives it like a warmth. It gives it a lot of depth here, kind of similar to Iberè, but playing in a different role, really kind of supporting those aromatics and the freshness of the scent and really boosting up, kind of prime example, that vetiver. I am getting that with this. And the vetiver isn't something that's very off-putting to my nose here, but I keep wanting to go back and smell this more and more because that apple, the way it's coming across, very tart. I enjoy that. But I feel like this one, compared to Iberè, this one you could wear in any season. I feel like fall, winter, spring, summertime would be perfect. But I will say this one for me is more of like a going to a fine dining event or like a wedding, or like if you're going to a play or an orchestra, this is when you would want to rock it. It seems like this one's a little bit closer to the skin than Iberè, not a problem with that. But when I'm smelling them here, I'm getting a little bit more of Iberè in the air. But overall, Seamless Soul, this one is another one. I'm excited to give it more wears. It's very interesting scent here. But I really like how that lemon and apple combo really off the opening here. But Seamless Soul, definitely can't wait to give it more wears, of course. Both of these scents, 2 for 2, very solid on the blend. The way they smell, the way they come across are different, of course, but they do smell of quality. So got to give them credit when credit's due. But that is Seamless Soul for you all. Last but not least, this one is Sunkissed Island. Here is the box for you all. Got some flowers, got some reef it looks like, got TLTG down here, and then same as the box. And then here, the box is a little different on this one, kind of sideways here, showing you all. And then it's got the signature up top on this one here, but basically there you all go. Like I said, all 60 ml. These last two are Paul Farm X-Straights though, from what I've seen. And then here is the bottle, kind of cream colored on the cap there. But this one's got a little kind of mural on the back of like an island and everything. And then there it is there, sticker at the bottom there. Let's go ahead and spray on the fragrance. Again, cap, hefty cap. Let's go ahead and spray this one on. All right, first impression of Sunkissed Island. Let's go ahead. There we go, 2 good sprays. 2 good sprays to keep the doctor away. Let's go, ooh, okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's go ahead. Man, oh, whew. Very pungent, very pungent. Not a bad thing, of course. Ooh, that hit me hard. Really putting my nose into there. I am getting kind of a boozy essence to it. Oh, man. A little citrusy, but the citrus, the way it comes across is different from Seamless Soul here. Very, I will say again, very tart. I got a little kind of sunscreen-esque type of vibe, but not bad at all. There's something in it that kind of reminds me of Seraphine Blue a little bit. Interesting. A little bit. Man, okay, so little musky as well coming off that top. But it kind of reminds me of a kind of tiki bar. That's one that kind of reminds me, kind of interesting. I keep going back to it. I'm not used to that smell, but because I like Seraphine Blue, and this has got a little Seraphine Blue flair to it. But let's go ahead and read the notes out to you all of Sunkissed Island. I wanted to touch on this because he is one of my favorite perfumers that I've smelled in perfumery. He's done some Bomb No. 9 scents recently, but Claude he's done a lot of their Claude, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's done a lot of Zaharoff's fragrances, and I really jive with his perfumery overall. It's very solid from what I've smelled from the house. I haven't really, and also too, like I said, he's came out with some Bond No. 9 fragrances. One called Greenpoint, I think is very nicely done. And then also Bond No. 9 Island, very enjoyable to my nose as well. But the ones from Zaharoff I have smelled from him. I think he was the master perfumer of the house. I might be wrong about that. You can tell me in the comments if I am. But the ones I have smelled are very enjoyable to my nose. I mean, there's been like a few that have been just kind of okay to me, but the ones I have smelled from him usually are hits for me. There has been a few misses, of course. But so classification of this scent. This is a Parfum X-Straight. This is a boozy aquatic musk. And then in the top, you're going to get the red seaweed. You're going to get ginger, cardamom, lime, and mint. And then it's also pure jungle essence. And then in the mid, you could get tequila accord, jasmine, rose, and ylang-ylang. Ooh, I'm not a fan of ylang-ylang. Can't really smell much of that here though. That's good for me. It's good for me. And then in the dry down, you're going to get some blonde woods, coconut milk, and skin musk and amber. So, man, really, I mean, of course, I had to tell from the box this is going to be a tropical scent, and this is a tropical scent, but this really takes that red seaweed note. I'm getting that prominent, and I got that with that kind of seaweed note the way it's used in Seraphine Red and Seraphine Blue. I got it more prominent in Seraphine Blue, and that's the way this one kind of comes across, and I am getting that. That lime is the thing, that citrus that I was really smelling off the top that really gave it this bitterness, gave it this kind of kick to it. But that tequila is prominent. I will say that tequila is kind of like if you drink like a higher tier tequila, so top shelf. I don't drink anymore, but when I did, that's where it kind of puts me in that mind frame. When I was younger, I got a top shelf tequila, and it kind of puts that picture back in my head. But the musk, it is coming out very prominent too. I will say I get a little sunscreen vibe off this too, a little floral as well. I think I get a little bit more of that jasmine than that ylang ylang, which is good because I do not really enjoy ylang ylang the way it comes across off my skin, so that is enjoyable. And the only thing I could really say how this fragrance kind of it doesn't really remind me of anything, but tequila is a very interesting note to use, and why not use tequila? Of course, Coney Island from the House of Bond Number 9 used tequila in that scent. That's one of my favorites from the house. I really enjoy wearing that, but the tequila, the way it comes across in this scent, very different to that one here. But it did put me in that mind frame when I saw tequila. I was like, oh, I know a scent that has tequila in it. It's Bond Number 9 Coney Island, which is RIP discontinued as far as I know. But man, but this is, as it's drying down, becoming a little bit more musky, a little bit more floral, of course. I mean, that's the classification of the scent. But I am still getting that prominent kind of seaweed-esque type of vibe with that lime. The floral kind of gives it, it's like a realistic floral to me. It's not something that's synthetic, which is enjoyable. It kind of smells like a little bit like a, best way I can describe it. Of course, I mean, here's the box. Paints a picture of me being on a beach with some flowers around, kind of in the upper part with the grass and everything. Maybe has some like, you know, dandelions or something, puts the picture into my head, or some white florals up in there, and then you walk down to the beach, and then you got the beach there, kind of, what's the word, sunset. You got the sunset, you're kind of sitting, lounging. That's what this one reminds me of, and I'm pretty sure that's what TOTG was looking for in this scent. I mean, I could tell from the box and everything like that. But yeah, very enjoyable. Like I mentioned, I get some essence of the Seraphine scents in this, which I do enjoy, so I am going to enjoy it. If you don't really like that kind of seaweed type of essence, then you might not really vibe with this too. But this is a vacation scent. This is a tropical scent. This is a tiki bar style scent here. But the tequila is well blended. It's not too burning. The lime really blends out everything when you first smell it. Kind of a photorealistic lime going off that lemon, kind of from Seamless Soul. It's not really, because citrus sometimes can go in a sweet direction, especially with designers, for example, and that's not what this one does. But overall, all three, I will say, do a good job at what they're trying to do. Really paint that picture in your head, and I think that's what they're coming. I mean, all the boxes are different. They did give you a card and everything, like I showed you. Trying to paint a picture in your head, and I think they all do a good job of painting that picture in your head, kind of the artistry with the perfumery overall. But I will say, as I'm smelling them more and more, at least up close, I will say I'm liking Seamless Soul and TOTG's Sunkissed Island a little bit more than Iberè. Iberè is getting a little bit really heavy, resinous, smoky type of vibe. But overall, they are good scents. Overall, these two off first impressions are my favorite than Iberè's third. But very enjoyable. I will not say they are bad at any means. I feel like the quality's here in all three scents. You could tell they're well done. But I don't know. As I'm smelling this more and more, a little bit off-put by this one here, I will say. Just a little bit off-put. Iberè kind of went in a different direction. I wasn't expecting that. Seamless Soul, I'm still really vibing with. And then Sunkissed Island, I'm still really vibing with as well. Overall, free, I will say, good scents, solid scents. I definitely want to give them more wears, try them out. But right now, 2 out of 3 for me. Sunkissed Island, Seamless Soul, and then Iberè is for just off smelling it again. But off that first rip, it was solid, but now I'm not really jiving with it that much. But enough about that. Enough of me blabbing. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed the first impressions over the Zaharoff Zed Creators 3.0. If you've got your hands on these scents, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I appreciate you all spending a little bit of time of your day learning more about these scents, and along with the ride with me smelling these scents too. Means a lot to me. And I hope you all stay healthy, be true, and stay positive overall. And don't leave just yet, because At the end of my video, there will be my fragrance playlist. There'll be things such as challenges, reviews, first impressions like this one, or there will be a video that the algorithm thinks you need to check out. Definitely watch that. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.